My testimony of how I became a Christian started when I was in sixth grade and ended when I became a Christian a little over 9 years ago. One day, on a Sunday, I was driving home from the laundromat and I was listening to the radio in the car, and I came across the Christian station that was playing the top 20 songs at that time. And one of the songs I heard was by Natalie Grant, "I Will Not Be Moved." And that song was so moving that I came home from the laundromat and I got on the internet, and I didn't know anything about Christian rock or anything like that at the time. So I started looking up the lyrics and the song itself and saw the music video. And from there, I found GodTube, and from there I found all kinds of Christian videos. One in particular that I found and downloaded was a sermon by Paul Washer, and he was delivering a message to a group of youth at a youth camp, and it was about Matthew 7:13 to I think around 23. And in that message, he was explaining what those passages meant. And for the first time, I truly understood what Matthew 7:21 to 23 was talking about. In Matthew 7:21 to 23, it goes, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, 'Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name?' And then I will declare to them, 'I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness.'" As I heard the words to that passage and the message he was preaching, it occurred to me that the people talking to Jesus on that last day were actually people claiming to be Christians. Only a Christian would call Jesus Lord, Lord. And they would only be doing those things in his name if they were claiming his name and claiming to be Christians. And I realized at that moment that the people being spoken of in that passage was me. If you had asked me any time in my life after probably college or so, if I was a Christian, I would have answered yes. But looking at my life, you would not have been able to tell my actions from that of the unsaved family down the street. I did all the things they did, and nothing I did stood apart. I didn't seek after righteousness. It was at that point that I realized that I wasn't a Christian, and I was one of the people practicing lawlessness. And it seemed like at that point, that was the turning point for me, that I truly became a Christian, because from that point on, all the things I did in my life, my conscience was on overdrive. If I would say a cuss word, it was like someone sticking me in the chest with pins and needles. If I was watching something on TV that was inappropriate, my conscience was gearing up to tell me, "Hey, that's not appropriate." At that point, I started change. My life had changed, and I started living life completely differently. And this had happened in the past and times, but it never seemed to last. It always seemed to fade away with time. I would try to be a good person, and then over the course of a few weeks, I would be right back to where I was. Trying to do it on your own is impossible. You definitely need the power of the Holy Spirit changing your life to make a permanent difference. And that's how I became a Christian.